So, you've polished your resume, you've practiced all your answers, but what if I told you that your job interview might be won or lost in the first 30 seconds? Yep. Today, we're diving into the exact English phrases and the right body language you need to make an absolutely unforgettable first impression. Let's get right into it.
So let me ask you, what do you think is the single most important part of a job interview? Is it your amazing work experience, or maybe your super smart answers to all those tricky questions? Well, those are definitely a big deal. But the real game changer, it happens way, way earlier than you think. You heard that right, 30 seconds. Believe it or not, a lot of interviewers form a really strong impression of you in about the time it takes to tie your shoes. It's this tiny little window of opportunity where every single word, every gesture really, really counts. Talk about pressure, right? But don't you worry, because we're about to make sure you nail those first crucial moments. All right, let's play this out. Let's imagine a scenario. You're waiting, they call your name, and you're walking into the interviewer's office. This is it. This is where it all starts. The door opens, and the interviewer looks up and says, so they greet you, they use your name, and they invite you in. But listen really closely to how they said that. It wasn't just, please come in. There's one tiny but super powerful word in there that changes the whole vibe. Did you catch it? That word, do? It seems so small, but trust me, it makes a huge difference. When someone adds do before command, like come in or have a seat, it's a really polite way to add some emphasis. It just feels warmer, more genuine, you know? It's a little clue that you're in a professional, welcoming place. And boom, here's your perfect response. This line is just fantastic. It's polite, it's professional, and it does two really important things at once. You show you're grateful for their time, and you express that you're genuinely happy to be there. The magic of saying thank you for making some time is that it shows you get it. You understand that they're a busy person with a packed schedule. It immediately signals respect and appreciation. And that, my friends, is how you start building a great connection. Okay, so you've made your entrance, you've nailed the greeting, now the real conversation starts to get going. You're probably going to hear a few specific keywords right off the bat. Let's just quickly run through them so you're never, ever caught off guard. First up, you might hear the word refreshments. This is really just a formal, professional way of asking if you'd like something to drink. Coffee, tea, water. And a little pro tip here, it is totally okay to accept a glass of water. It can be a lifesaver if your mouth gets a little dry from nerves. Next word, details. When the interviewer starts talking about the details of the job, they mean the nitty-gritty stuff. What are the working hours? What are your key responsibilities? What does a typical day look like? Now, this one's a biggie. They will definitely ask about your background. Think of this as your professional origin story. It's the whole package, your past jobs, your education, any special training or studies you've done. And of course, your resume. This is the golden ticket, right? The document that got you into that room in the first place. It's that quick one-page summary of your experience and skills. But hang on, you might also hear another term tossed around. So, let's clear this up once and for all. What is the difference between a resume and a CV? Well, a resume is short and sweet, usually one page, focused on your work history. A CV, which stands for curriculum vitae, is often longer and goes into way more detail, especially about your academic life. The bottom line? Just know which one is the standard for your industry and location. All right, you've got the vocabulary down. Now let's circle back to the actual conversation, because how you reply is every bit as important as what you say. I want to show you a phrase that is going to make you sound so incredibly polished and confident. So the interviewer says, "It's a pleasure to meet you." Now, your first instinct might be to just say, "You too." And that's fine, but we can do better. A much more powerful and courteous response is, "The pleasure is all mine." So why is this so much better? Well, because it's not just a boring echo of what they said. It elevates the exchange. You're returning that positive feeling, but in a much more sophisticated way, and it subtly shows that you have fantastic communication skills. It's a small change with a big impact. Here's another cool phrasal verb you might hear, to fill someone in. Let's say your first interview was with someone else. Your new interviewer might say, "Oh, Sarah filled me in on your conversation." All that means is that Sarah gave them the important details. It's just a casual way of saying, "She brought me up to speed." So we've talked about words, we've talked about phrases, we've gone over the lingo. But you and I both know that a killer first impression, Well, it's not just about what you say, is it? So let's wrap this all up with a super simple checklist for projecting pure, unshakable confidence. Here are your 4 keys to success. Number 1, greet them politely. Use those awesome phrases we just practiced. Number 2, look them in the eye. This is so important. It shows you're engaged, you're present, and you're confident. Number 3, offer a firm handshake. It's a classic, universal sign of professionalism. And finally, number 4, smile. It's such a simple thing, but it signals confidence and makes you seem way more open and approachable. And there you have it. You've got the right words, the perfect replies, and the confident body language to make a first impression that lasts. See, you're not just showing up for an interview anymore. You are ready to take charge from the second you walk through that door. So go out there and absolutely own those first 30 seconds. You've got this.